Yo, what's up guys? Teacher Paul over here, and today we are going to react to this video, which is by a YouTuber called Anna Goldman. And the title has called my attention. It says, "Don't move to Norway. 11 reasons why you should never move to and live in Norway." Huh. Okay. I don't know if she's going to say anything bad about Norway, so I do apologize if this has any offense. I don't think so. But hey, the link to the original video is in the description, and I'm very curious to watch this, especially because a lot of Norwegians have been sending me messages here on the channel, so thank you so much, Norway. And if you're not from Norway, let me know where you're watching from. Let's watch it. Without further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any exclusive requests, coffee is the best way to do that. Okay, let's go. Let's watch this. Let me just pull up the video for you. There we go. Don't move to Norway. I wonder what this is all about. Very curious. Maybe I was clickbaited. Okay, let's go.
You should never move to Norway. I have at least 11 reasons why you should never ever move to this country.
Oh, wow. I don't think she's gonna say anything bad.
Sunday, 4 p.m. town center. Everything is shut. Like the only person outside. Even
Wow.
the supermarkets are closed here.
Even the supermarkets. What if you need toilet paper?
Think twice before you're moving to Norway, especially outside Oslo, the capital.
Okay, so basically you're telling me that 4 p.m. everything is closed? I mean, it's a very calm city, I guess.
Hi guys! Welcome to Silver City, and also welcome to my channel. What we usually do on Sunday? Right, we are going hiking, but this Sunday will be different because I'm taking you jogging with me today.
Jogging.
Let's start our very serious jogging and discuss why you should never move to Norway. Those rules are applicable for any international relocation.
Ah, come on. So you clickbaited me into believing it was something exclusive to Norway. But okay, at least we're gonna see a lot of Norway landscape. Norwegian landscape, I can say that.
Number one, learning a new language.
Okay,
Believe me,
yeah, come on.
Norwegian is a very rare language. If you think about it, the population of Norway is 5,747,000 people. This population speaks 3 official languages in Norway: nynorsk, bokmål, and Sami. So even before...
Whoa. I knew about Norwegian and Sami because I saw another video. But there's another one.
languages in Norway: nynorsk, bokmål,
New York, bokmål,
and Sami.
Sami. Sami is the indigenous language, is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Even before you're moving to Norway, you need to figure out which part of the country you are moving to and find a tutor, Norwegian language teacher, coming from that part of the country. Why I don't speak Norwegian? Good question.
That's a good question.
As I told you before, I'm an expert. I'm just a guest in this country, so that's why I can get away with speaking English only. But don't forget that in 2010,
So that is my actual question now. I know Norwegians have perfect English, but it's not an official language, is it?
before I moved from Moscow to England, I had to study English language quite hard. I had to pass my IELTS exam to be able to study in England.
So just a side note, you guys know my name's Teacher Paul, and I teach English as a second language. So my specialty, let's say, my area of expertise is IELTS. What I do is I teach foreigners who want to live in the UK how to pass the IELTS test. That's basically what I do, if you guys had any questions. So I teach speakers of a second, or English People who don't speak English and they want to speak English as a second language, I teach them how to pass the IELTS. That's basically it in a nutshell.
To be able to study in England. So I started preparing for that exam 2 years before I actually made my final move. So if you don't want to study a new language and don't want to study this language well in advance, you actually move to Norway, well, you better don't move to Norway.
You better not move to Norway.
Number 2, adjusting for a new climate. I'm getting this question quite a lot. How can you handle Norwegian winter? Well, my usual answer is, I can handle it easily and with a great pleasure.
With pleasure.
First of all,
there is no bad weather. There is just bad choice of clothing.
Did my research well before I came to the country, and I knew that where I was going to live, the temperature winter time can drop up to minus 20 degrees Celsius, and summertime it can rise to plus 30 degrees Celsius. Guys, I'm from Russia. I survived worse in my childhood. Secondly, I loved saying this. There is no such a thing as a bad weather, only inappropriate clothes. Guys, you cannot imagine how advanced
I guess that's a saying.
Clothing industry is these days. People climb Everest and other mountains. Do you really think it's difficult to find the right clothing to keep you warm and cozy with the temperature just minus 20 degrees? I was snowboarding with this temperature
just
last
minus
year.
20
It was lots of fun. I can't wait to do it this winter. By the way, Christopher,
what?
If you're watching me now, yes, I will definitely make my way to that point and I will have that snowboarding lesson. Thank you so much.
Who is Christopher?
Carry on talking about winter clothes. Just go to your local sports shop. You will be surprised how easy it is to get equipped with the right clothing for the temperature and for the winter like this. And my dear friends from Minnesota and Canada, I've heard that your winter is also quite interesting. I can't wait to visit you guys.
Okay, so here's the thing. I understand the whole concept of, wearing clothes according to the weather, but I believe you guys have heaters indoors. So what I really hate when especially like when it's winter here in the UK, which isn't as bad or as cold as other countries, but what I really hate is that you have to put on a jacket, and then as soon as you go indoors, let's say you're gonna get a bus or maybe not a bus, because unless it's full, but like underground, when you go underground or when you go indoors, you always have to take the jacket off, put it back on, take it off, put it, and that irritates me a lot because I find myself taking off my jacket like at least 5 times while I'm commuting.
Definitely another point to add to my previous video about things I was missing about Norway. Finally, I can put my camera on the ground and run away from it. And usually I'm sure that no one is going to touch it. That's what I missed about Norway too. My filming equipment, same stuff. I'm talking to you with my professional vlogging camera Sony ZV-1 and my action camera GoPro Hero 8. Both cameras I love. Both cameras have links to the description to this video. Go and check them.
Smart, associate links, smart. This is a very good point, because in my country, if you put down a camera and you run like at least 2 meters, when you come back, it's not there anymore. That's so sad.
Number 3, you are weather dependent. Like, you cannot work or you cannot function when the sun doesn't shine brightly. That's different, and you will have to change your attitude, because the weather in Norway can change 10 times per day, especially autumn or springtime. And also winter time, the days are going to be shorter. So if your mood and your ability to work and perform strictly depends on weather, well, I'm afraid Norway is not the right country for you. Let's carry on.
See, I can handle cold, and I actually prefer the cold, but what I cannot absolutely handle is the rain. I hate it when it's a rainy day. I hate it because you can of course go out, but your feet are wet. Your shoes get dirty. I just hate the rain. I really do. unless you're gonna stay at home, drink some hot cocoa, and sleep, the rain is fine. You know, it's soothing. But man, I don't like going out in the rain.
Talking about the weather, the last point about the weather.
Even with an umbrella.
Last one. Point number 4. You don't like outdoor activities. If you can't stand outdoor activities, Norway is not the right country for you, period. At this point, you can stop watching this video. It was a joke! Keep watching. You're still watching? Well,
yeah.
Seems like you really want to come to Norway and live here, or you already live here. By the way, let me know in the comments down below, do you just want to come to Norway or relocate to Norway, or you already living here and you love your life in Norway? Drop me a comment down below.
Well, in my case, I'm actually just curious to see how life in Norway is, you know, living in Norway. What's it like? You know, I just pretty curious about that. Not thinking of relocating right now, but if I do, it would probably be to a quiet country, Sweden, Norway, you know, maybe Switzerland. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot about Switzerland. I actually need to watch more videos about Switzerland. But yeah.
Outdoor activities then. Yes, people in Norway spend pretty much all their time outdoors. Winter is perfect for snowboarding and skiing. Summertime is ideal for hiking. Your house in Norway is just a hub to pack your lunch and discuss your further outdoor adventures.
Okay, now that's intriguing, because in the beginning of the video, she said that there was absolutely nobody in the middle of the streets. So are you telling me that they're in the mountains or doing other stuff rather than being in the city center? I thought they would be at home. I thought you guys were more like kind of like a, I don't know, indoor. I don't know. I thought you were indoorsy instead of being outdoorsy.
If you're not a big fan of nature and outdoor activities, well, you should think about it. Maybe Norway is not the right country for you. Number 5, let's get serious. When you move to Norway or to any other country, you will have to work hard, much harder than you used to work in your own country. If in your own country you're already native and you're already familiar with everything, in any new country you will have to invest your time and take that effort to become a part of the society.
Yeah.
In other words, you will need to win your place in this new society.
That is a very good point. You'll have to earn your place in the new society. When I lived in Belgium, I didn't speak Flemish. I didn't speak well, I spoke a little bit of French, but you know, I was living in Antwerp. So I had to learn a little bit of Flemish, a little bit of Dutch, you know, so I could communicate with them, because it was hard. I used to go to the cinema and, you know, the movies wouldn't be English subtitled. I don't know why. At that time, there were no subtitles. Maybe now it is, maybe, I don't know. And many people there didn't speak English. It was really hard to communicate. But at the end of the day, it was a good experience, I guess. And well, let's keep going. You gotta work hard if you don't speak the language.
Imagine you're finishing your work in Norway, and instead of going meet with your friends and do pleasant things, you will have to go to your Norwegian classes or to study Norwegian language at home. You will not be able to watch your Netflix and your favorite movies. You will have to switch all the movies you're watching into Norwegian, because this is the fastest and the best way to practice and master any new language.
That's what I was gonna say. You can watch Netflix, but it has to be in Norwegian. And there's a whole process of how you can study with Netflix and movies and stuff like that. And I think, you know, socializing with your friends is one of the most effective ways to learn another language. And of course, you can go to classes, but being around people, absorbing, that's the fastest way for you to learn. So you can still socialize, and actually I encourage you to socialize with natives. That will be the best and most effective way of learning a new language.
Are you ready to sacrifice your free time and your favorite activity and start investing in your development in a new country? If your spare time and
You need
your
a lot of
social
discipline.
life is more important for you, well, international relocation might be just not for you. Number 6. Yes, I'm staying here because I like the light. You will miss your local food and local ingredients. I've heard this so many times. My favorite ingredients are much more expensive. I cannot find those ingredients I'm used to be cooking with. Get over it. It was your decision to move to another country. Yes, accept local way of cooking from local ingredients.
I agree. If you're coming to a new country where you decided to live, not only visit, but to live, you gotta embrace the culture. You gotta, become one of, one of the citizens. Be part of society. Of course, you're gonna eat, what they eat. So, because it's really hard, because everything that was like a home product in your country becomes exported when you move out of your country. So basically that's it. You gotta adapt, your palate, or you gotta work harder so that you can buy that imported food or exported food.
Every time you're going back home, you will be amazed how tasty and familiar the food is there in your own country. But it was your choice to move here, so accept it. Accept local ingredients.
Accept.
And learn how to cook from them without complaining. You can't imagine your life without your local ingredients and without that food you were growing up with. Well, stay in your country. No need to change it.
Wow. That's harsh.
Number 7. You will not party as you used to in Norway. I repeat, Norway is not a party culture. Yes, there is sort of nightlife in Oslo, and also I bet there are some student parties, but I'm not familiar with this subject. First, I don't live in Oslo, and second, I've never been a student in Norway. In any case, Norwegian nightlife is very much different from nightlife somewhere in London or in Rome. I don't think many people here would stay up until 2-3 a.m. partying. It's not really typical here. Party in
Now that's where you guys need to tell me. Do you guys party a lot? Are you a party person? Is this true?
Norway is happening different way. Every Saturday and Sunday when you go hiking, you will meet a lot of people doing the same. That's where Norwegian social life and partying happening outdoors. Sunday morning.
Outdoors.
This is exactly where Norwegian party usually takes place. Hiking.
Okay.
Of course, we have dinner parties with friends here, but those parties will be with much less alcohol than in other European countries. And most probably by 9 p.m. everybody will go home.
Pack up your panties, son, because we are heading home.
My dear
That's my type of party. I like being with family, friends, I like that type of calm life.
Norwegian friends, am I right about those points? Please let me know in the comments down below. It will be really helpful for all people who are planning to relocate to your gorgeous country. Number 8. You are smoking. Well, it's bad anywhere in the world, but in Norway it's also insanely expensive. Okay, let's have a quick look at the maths. A pack of Marlboro Red in Norway is about 13-14 euros per one pack. Even if you're smoking half a pack a day, in 1 year time you will spend on this habit 2,555 euros.
I mean, I don't smoke, and it's something that wouldn't affect me, so, but people who do smoke, be prepared to pay a lot, right?
Just on cigarettes. This is how much smoking will cost you in Norway. Well, lucky you if you manage to get a job in Norway, which will allow you to pay this amount without noticing, but it's still bad for your health, so you better, please, get rid of this habit. And
What's the minimum wage? I mean, the way she said it, people are like getting lots of money in Norway.
better right now. By the way, guys, why would you like to relocate to Norway? What's your main reason? Please let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you have any questions, please ask. I will do my best to help you. And of course,
I think, okay, let me answer her question. If I were to relocate to Norway, it would be peace of mind, quality of life, and safety.
of course, if you want to know more about Norway and life here, consider subscribing to my channel. Number 9, you will miss your family and friends. This is 100%, and unfortunately, you cannot do anything about it. But remember, it was your decision.
You can do Skype, I mean, Zoom calls. But she keeps stressing the point, it's your decision. Don't blame anyone else.
To change the country, and you are the one and only one to be responsible for this. Advice.
It feels like she's talking to someone, you know, it feels like there's like a cross conversation, you know.
For you guys from the person who used to live in 6 different countries. A combination of regular visits, both sides, and a modern technology like FaceTime, Skype, Zoom will help a lot. I know it's not the same, but guys, it's a part of the process, and unfortunately, it is what it is, and I want you to be prepared for this.
See, now that's something that doesn't affect me too much because ever since I was a child, I lived in different countries. You guys already know that my childhood I spent in 8 different countries. That was just the countries I lived in for more than 2 or 3 years. But I have visited like more than 25 countries, I think. In total, I think I've lived in more than 10 countries and spent time in all of those other countries. So I'm really very well adapted to, you know, staying away from my family. And in fact, I didn't grow up with my grandparents, so I had to talk to them by phone. And yeah, it's something that you get used to, you know. Nowadays, I talk to my family by phone as well, Skype, you know, WhatsApp.
Number 10, if you like complaining to strangers, especially on the bus, if you always know better how people should act and what they should wear, and you love telling them about this, if you can't deal with your curiosity and you keep asking people around why they still don't have kids or when they're going to be married because it seems too late anyway, well,
that's a very Brazilian trait. In Brazil, everybody wants to know about your life. They want to know, you know, they're very curious. So I'm guessing that's a no-go for Norway.
Norway will not be the right country for you. These sort of questions and this sort of behavior will not be tolerated here. As in some countries, Norway included, the rule number 1, mind your own business. Let me put it.
I know she's Russian, but she's being very harsh. She said, this will not be tolerated. Mind your own business. You decided to come to my country. So, you know, I know. It feels like she's being a little bit aggressive, but I don't think that's her idea. She's a very kind person, I guess. But it's funny the way she's expressing herself. Am I the only one noticing this?
Mind your own business. Let me put it this way. If you need help, just go and ask for help.
I need help.
Most probably you will get it. But when you don't even know my name, please don't complain to me about your difficulties. News for you, we all have problems. Deal with it.
Oh my goodness, that is like a slap on the face, I guess. Guys, I am very sure that Norwegians are very tolerant, very patient, very friendly. So this is kind of scaring me, like, oh goodness.
Number 11. You will never be Norwegian.
Me? No.
Let me put it this way, you will never adjust yourself 100%. No matter how hard you study the language, if you're moving the countries after you are 20 years old, in 99% you will keep an accent. I've got my British passport, but it doesn't make me English. I will stay Russian British with a little hint of Norwegian and Italian until the rest of my life. And I'm proud of it. It's not your nationality what makes you special and unique. It's your own actions. My advice, just accept yourself the way you are. You are special, you are unique, you are enough, you are perfect just the way you are. You don't need to be anyone else. Just be yourself, because everybody else is already taken. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to smash that little like button. I will truly appreciate it. Stay safe, be happy, and get ready to travel to Norway. I will see you next week. I love you lots, guys. Bye for now. Bye.
Okay. That last comment of hers, "You will never be Norwegian," I kind of disagree. I disagree because I've seen so many people live in a country and they become that country. They become a citizen of that country by just embracing, everything from that country. And I have friends who grew up with me, and I myself, when I went to Brazil, my country, right? I was 19 years old. I didn't grow up in Brazil, but when I arrived there, I was 19 years old. My Portuguese wasn't that good, my cultural knowledge, my pop culture knowledge, everything was just like blank. I don't know. But nowadays, I'm very much adapted to, and everyone thinks I am like 100% Brazilian, which I am, and I consider myself to be. But you grow into it, right? You just need to try. You just need to live and be part of that community. And if you try and try and try, and you'll end up picking up all of the the small details. But it's up to you. I have friends that they lived years in different countries, and when I talk to them, like for example, I have a friend who was born in Brazil, grew up in Brazil, and then he went to Portugal. After some time, his accent was 100% Portuguese. His taste in music and taste in everything was 100% Portuguese, because he, embraced the culture. So it is possible if you want to, especially when the culture embraces you back and you're comfortable. But it depends. If you want to, like, for example, I don't really want to have a British accent. But back in 2005, when I first moved here, I actually had a British accent. I had British friends, and I was getting into the British culture. But then I left in 2007, went back to Brazil, and then I actually, embraced my Brazilian culture. And yeah, now I'm 100% Brazilian, I guess. But anyways, I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about and what the point I want to get to. I just don't want you guys to feel like, if you ever want to come to my country, I'm not going to treat you as, a Brazilian. I'm sure that we can convert you. Anyways, that was a great video. If you guys want to support Anna Goldman, her video is linked in the description. She did a great job. I would love to read your comments, and hey, take care, guys. I will see you very soon. And Anna, if you're watching this, thank you so much for the video. Take care. Bye-bye. Keep doing your job, and see you guys soon.